I don't think these need any introduction. This chocolate cookie and cream sandwich is probably one of the most recognizable treats in the world, right next to the classic chocolate chip cookie. The Hydrox cookie is truly a behemoth of unhealthy snack food. Wait, what? Hydrox? That's not right. These are Oreos. What the heck is Hydrox? Well, what if I told you the name synonymous with these cookies is a fake? Many popular products have off-brands, but typically they stay just that, off-brands. That is, except in a few cases. Oreo is one of those cases. Yeah, this is the off-brand. The original chocolate vanilla cookie was Hydrox, which was released around 5 years before Oreo in 1908. Yeah, these things are old. Yeah, if that name doesn't sound appetizing, I don't know what does. Anyways, Oreo quite quickly surpassed Hydrox in sales for a variety of reasons, but the most often cited is the name. Yeah, I haven't seen branding this bad since whatever the heck Jaguar is doing, but it was done for a reason. You see, 1908 is an important year, as just 2 years prior, one of the most impactful books of the time was released, Upton Sinclair's The Jungle. Now, for those outside the US, or for anybody who slept through their history class, this book is the reason we have things like the FDA making sure your food can only have a certain amount of bug parts in it. Essentially, the book documented the conditions at multiple food production sites, such as a meat packing plant. And let's just say if I went into detail about what he found there, this video would get age restricted and blacklisted off the platform. Yeah, it was bad. Anyways, because of this book, there was a massive rise in people caring about what they put into their bodies, and they began worrying about things like chemicals as well, which is why in 1908 the Sunshine Biscuit Company decided to name this Hydrox. Yeah, if that doesn't make sense to you, you're not the only one. But the idea was hydrogen and oxygen are the base components of water, which is technically dihydrogen monoxide, so they thought naming it after the chemical composition of water was a good idea. Suffice to say, it was not. Yeah, for reference, if you try looking this up on most grocery store websites, they'll probably take you to the cleaning aisle. And can you really blame them? I mean, I hear Hydrox, and even knowing it's supposed to stand for water, I still can't help myself from thinking of some sort of chemical that I should keep as far away from my body as possible. So when Oreo came out with a much nicer sounding name, a sweeter filling, and a slightly softer cookie design specifically for dipping, it quickly conquered the market. Hydrox still stuck around though, with many people just thinking of it as the off-brand. And in 1996, Sunshine Biscuit Company was purchased by Kibler, who replaced it with a much better sounding name, Droxies? Huh? Is it really that difficult a concept to not name your food like a Clorox product? Yeah, I don't think it's that big a surprise to say that this was not successful either. And in 2003, shortly after Kibler was bought by Kellogg, the original cookie and cream treat was shelved, only to be shortly revived in 2008 for its 100-year anniversary. Although somehow this still isn't the end of the story, as various ice cream places still used Hydrox crumbles until 2012, after which Kellogg completely retired the brand and allowed the trademark to expire, marking the true end for Hydrox. Except in 2014, Leaf Brands picked up the trademark and began making their own version in 2015, meaning you can still technically buy Hydrox cookies, however it's now a completely different manufacturer and owner, making it a bit of a ship of Theseus situation. So while you can still technically pick up a box of Hydrox cookies, it's debatable whether or not it's truly Hydrox or just the name, although given that the name was the downfall of the cookie in the first place, I'd say that's fitting. Anyways, thanks for watching it. Be sure to subscribe for daily uploads, and I will see you tomorrow! I smashed so many cookies making this video, you have no idea.